But now moving into our back to formula.
We need to take the whole line back to formula. Back to formula.
Now, in this particular segment, normally every week we bring you something new that we figured needs to take another look at itself before bringing itself back to market. But this week is something special. We're already going to revisit a previous back to formula because new information has been provided courtesy of S Rank through the forms of an Instagram reel. Now, for those who've been longtime listeners, if you remember from that particular episode or segment, if you're watching us on YouTube, I said that Tim was maybe a little bit too kind to the good folks over at Game Freak when it came to Pokemon Day. I said, Tim, this is unacceptable. This is a 3 on a good day. And he was like, this is like 6.5 type behavior. I said, okay. I mean, 6.5. Okay. It's a 6 from this company. Okay. All right. Due to this information that we've been provided with S Rank, and again, we are a podcast, and I will say that in this particular thing, I didn't necessarily vet my sources on this. It kind of seemed on the money, literally. But it turns out that Pokemon as a franchise is a multi-billion-dollar company more than a few times over, we'll say. They're up there. They're lapping Disney in the billions, is what we'll say. And that sparked a interesting conversation in the group chat. Tim was giving us the pod before the pod, basically, in the group chat. So, Tim, I would like you to take us away with this latest, release of a new trailer, Pokemon ZA, and the leaks that have been recently confirmed when it comes to what we're getting content-wise. Why is Pokemon need to be taken back to formula again?
Honestly, I really don't take, like, on a regular day, I don't take rumors seriously, but like these are from very heavily influenced, like people who are deeply involved. So there's been a lot of stuff being revealed that is really adding up. Even with the last trailer that they released, there's kind of like a little synergy going on what's being revealed. So honestly, I'm not really looking forward to Legends ZA anymore. I'm really not. I kind of feel like it is a step down from what Legends Arceus was. Like in terms of the world, story, I can't speak for it now. But, of course, there are some comparisons that we've been finding very, very funny. But So what was revealed in the leaks was, the entire list of megas. That's the only thing that I'm happy about.
Yikes.
The mega, the ones who are getting mega, that's the only thing that I was happy about. The sad thing apart of, like, I just kind of feel like, bro, like, so now we have full confirmation that the entire game is taking place in this city. Like, no offense to Lumiose City, but it was cool. But we're finally going back to the first Pokemon region that got cut short, because a lot of people really understand the development cycle that happened with this game. It was like X and Y. We thought we was going to get like Pokemon Z, or maybe hopefully not what they did with Black and White too, even though they were able to spin that in a good way to an extent. But it was like, yeah, bro, people was looking forward to Pokemon Z. No, we're going to Hawaii. And people was like, what?
We're taking Marowak to the luau.
Yeah, so it's just like, so now we got another Legends game which takes place in a present day, so it's after X and Y. Okay. Oh yes, the story is you're based in Lumiose City about a redevelopment program. I'm like, so how does this work? I'm supposed to capture a Tyranitar on these streets?
Yes, in the wild zones, Tim. You saw the wild zones.
But then my thing about it is, hold on, there's other things about Legends the Legends games that doesn't make sense. All right, so you're bringing back megas, but in the Legends games, there's no abilities. So that kind of defeats the purpose for a lot of these megas. Like Mega Kangaskhan, for example, Mega Salamence. So how does this work? Yeah, but then, we finally got no more turn-based combat. I'm like, yeah, bro, that's cool. It looks pretty. But that's what it just is. It just looks pretty. And my thing about it is, and I keep it, it's like, bro, y'all took a year off. And this is all that you have? And that's the thing that I really just, like, appalled about. Like, and even this next trailer, they really revealed more about the battles that you'll be having. Because that's one thing a lot of people didn't like about Legends Arceus was there wasn't a lot of Pokemon trainer battles.
Mm-hmm.
There was only like a lot like, yeah, you're fighting wild Pokemon in the wild, but okay, so yeah, there's a big battle royale, battle city going on. But I was like, that's it. And then even in terms of the controversy, around Typhlosion, it's like, okay, so the biggest the biggest thing that I really enjoyed about Legends was the regional variants. I felt like regional variants and Mega Evolution has been one of the biggest gimmicks that has actually worked. That actually works, and it actually opens up a lot of variety in the battle system of Pokemon. But my thing about it is, all right, say bring a Mega Evolution back, but okay, so the Kalos starters, they've been confirmed that they're getting Megas. Oh yeah, but the Legends ZA starters are getting Megas too. I was like, wait, that's weird. Why are you guys doing this again? You did the same thing with Charizard in X and Y. He got 2 forms. Or Blastoise and Venusaur, they got forms, but you got this random Torchic who got a mega form, and then it wasn't until Oraz that came around. Oh yeah, Sceptile and Swampert, they got megas now too.
Mm-hmm.
So you got 2 Johto starters. The 2 Johto starters have megas now, and 1 Unova starter.
Mm-hmm.
But Typhlosion was just in the last Legends game, and so you mean to tell me the most favorite starter out of the entire Johto run is not getting a mega?
Favorite starter by particular audiences. All right, I've always been a Totodile since day one. Totodile fan since day one.
Honestly, when I say this, and it's so funny, I had a little debate about this with another, a Bahamian friend who plays Pokemon. She's like, I hate how they always treat Meganium so bad. I was like, well, bro, like nobody picked her. Everybody picked either Totodile or Cyndaquil.
Yeah.
Because the game, logically, if you pick Chikorita, bro, you are going to struggle.
Mm-hmm.
It's just very weird of how they're trying to balance this off now. So you mean to tell me, all right, first of all, the main question is, are you bringing back Mega Evolutions permanently? And I'm not talking about that Champions game. I'm talking about like in the main series, are you bringing Mega Evolution back? Because how are you just going to have 2 Johto starters and a fan favorite is just what? Oh, but he had a regional variant. Like, no, like you were supposed to even that out. Because that's what people thought. A lot of people thought, all right, so since you chose these particular starters, we thought we were going to get 3 Legends games. So that way you even all of them out with regional variants.
Mm-hmm.
But then now, Game Freak just be throwing random curveballs. But then, to get back on topic, like Legends ZA is looking like Legends Light to me.
Yeah.
First of all, bro, like I'm really just appalled. Like, bro, you mean to tell me we're doing all of this in this city? Like, it looks good to an extent. But then you mean to tell me, like, I'm literally supposed to catch a Tyranitar in the streets?
Yes. In the wild zones where the Pokemon all conveniently congregate. The wild Pokemon. The non-trainer Pokemon live in perfect harmony within the city.
A Tyranitar, a Pokemon that has the power to level a mountain.
Hey, I'm not the game developer here. I already told you where I stand. A 3. A 3. A 3 is where I stand.
And then now
on their best day.
It's just looking very, very odd. And I know, I get it. A lot of people are going to support it because, it's a return back to Kalos. And a lot of people like myself are excited to see the megas and how the story turns out. But like, that's my only thing. Like, but then it's like, bro, like this is really hollow. And I kind of feel like Pokemon has really come to like a very shallow point where like, bro, are y'all even trying to raise the bar anymore?
No, like I said in the group chat, I got about 90 billion reasons why. That's not important to me. Matter of fact, I'm about to drop another pack on the TCG on your phone. So you have another reason to put another $1 billion into my account. Please. That's it.
And to be honest, that's why I think that's where it lies, bro. Like, since there are multi-billion company for multiple different properties. I kind of feel like sometimes, bro, their games are just like on the back burner now. They're just there for just the holiday release. Like, yeah, we took 1 year off. Don't be shy. We got some new Mega Evolutions for you. Yes, the Mega Evolution list is pretty dope. I'll give you that. But everything else is just.
I want to renovate the west wing of my summer house, so I was thinking we'll drop a new Pokemon game, clean up again.
Yeah, and that's exactly what it's going to be, bro. Just clean up again, bro. And it's just like,
once you told me that Scarlet and Violet still did numbers, despite everything we saw online, I said, "Oh, it's over. It's over. They got you guys. They got you. They'll either hit you over the head with nostalgia." The anime, even the new protagonist seems to be getting received fairly well, from what I understand. And
the new protagonist, because I watched one of the episodes, like a couple of episodes. It's definitely for a new generation of kids. Like, it definitely
who are
is
their target audience.
Yeah, it's definitely for a new generation of kids, because I do feel like they saw the burnout of having Ash too much. Because first of all, I did feel the same way. Like, why don't you just do what you did in Pokemon Generations and Evolutions, where when we go to the new region, you follow the format of the games, where we follow those protagonists.
That's a fallback plan when they want to make it to Trillion and status. That's right there on the shelf next to your Eevee Evolutions, Tim.
But you know why they didn't want to do it? Because it would have been too much like Digimon. Because I realized
when has that stopped them before?
Kanto and Johto are very similar to what?
When has that stopped them before? Ever?
The first two Digidestined is identically similar, and then Hoenn. The third season of Digimon. Oh yeah, it's all new people. Oh, the fourth one, yeah, it's all new people. And that's when I realized, bro, it would have been the same format as Digimon.
You might as well copy the whole test the way they've been going Digimon.
Bro.
Just take all the answers.
My goodness.
Well, both cases at this point.
They even threw in some Yu-Gi-Oh elements in there, bro. It's crazy, bro. It is crazy.
Like I've come to realize as I get older, I remember hearing a phrase that I definitely rebelled against, like the thought of in early college years of like perception is everything. Right. Because I'm like, no, that can't be because when, like, how can you deny hard facts? How can you deny the truth? How can you deny what, like, is actual factual? And it's like, no, perception can skew reality for most people. So like, you think of Pokemon is basically the Japanese version of Disneyland at this point, where it's like, well, Disney, how could he possibly be all those things they accuse him of being? That's impossible. And it's like, well, if you crack open a book, let's just say he had flaws like the rest of humanity. Like, it's like, it's the same thing with this. It's like Pokemon, like, there's a lot of glaring things that should be corrected given the level of revenue that they bring in. And, they're more than capable, because every now and then you'll get a tease. Like, I remember when they're doing, was it the Legends anime, right? The anime shorts? Or was it Journeys? What was it called again?
Yeah, Legends.
Those were fire. I'm like, Pokemon made this?
Amazing.
They've been sitting on this all this time.
Evolutions.
Yeah, I'm like, so you guys can do it. You just choose not to. Like, you can, you know what your original audience is probably looking for, but you refuse to give it to them. Okay. Okay. It's just. I mean, anytime, when ZA drops, we could take it back to formula for a 3-peat, for all I'm concerned. Because I don't understand how you bring in that amount of revenue and don't do anything substantial with it. And then have the audacity, knowing that you hit the Sharingan Eye to Digimon for the last decade, the audacity to look at Power World and said it's too similar. I beg your pardon. I beg your pardon. It's like that one the Office meme where it's like, here's one photo, here's an identical photo, what's the difference? And then Pam's like, it's the same photo. Like, that's Pokemon and Digimon nowadays. It's the same thing, just with a different name. We're not sticking eyes on a pair of keys and naming a different creature. We're just copying homework. Man.